Good morning. It's Dory. I'm back with an update. This is my 141 week update or 33 months post-op update from vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I am 46 years old. My name is Dory. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on September 12th of 2016 with Dr. Darren Tischler in Hartford, Connecticut at Hartford Hospital. My highest recorded weight was 350 pounds after I did a pre-op liquid type diet. I went down to, I wasn't exactly 350 at that time, but I did lose like 20 pounds and I went down to 300.5. My current weight, which is funny because if you look back 13 days ago, I was 174. So this morning I'm 174 again. We'll talk about that little detour that I took over the last 13 days. But I am happy to say that I am back down to 174. My lowest ever recorded weight as an adult was 169.6. I am happy to say that I am only 4.5 pounds away from that goal. I have lost, let's see, I wrote everything down. I have lost 126.5 pounds since my surgery weight. I have lost 176.5 pounds since my highest weight. And I only have 14 pounds to go until goal. My goal weight is 160. As I said, 4.5 pounds from now will be my lowest recorded weight as an adult, but I am definitely wanting to get those last 14 pounds to get to my ultimate goal, which is 160 pounds. So let's start by talking about my detour. So exactly 13 days ago, I sat on my couch over there and recorded a video, and I was very excited that I was 174, back getting down on that scale. I was only, at that point, I said I was 5 pounds away because I think I was like 174.5 or whatever. And I had 5 pounds to go until I beat my lowest weight as an adult. And I was so excited. And then that weekend came and my daughter had a birthday party and I nibbled on this and nibbled on that and ate cake and ate all the yucky stuff. And I kind of was depressed. And one of my videos, it has a raw emotion in the title. It just talked about some of the stuff that we were going through as a family and some of the things that I was feeling depressed over. And, all that jazz. Life comes. So I took a little detour from my journey and gained back. The highest I had seen was 184. So 10 pounds from where I am now, I had gained. So within that 13 days, that weekend, that following Monday, which was a week ago yesterday, I weighed 184. And I will tell you that I was really sad, really frustrated that I allowed myself to kind of let those habits creep back in and that I was not taking control of my life. And so I work really well with challenges. I work really well with challenging myself, other people challenging me challenging other people, whether it's a step goal or a food goal or whatever. I love to do it. It's just something fun about it. You know that you're not doing it alone. You know that you have the support, and so it's really fun to do. And so this last week, it was on either Monday or Tuesday of last week. I think it was a week ago today. I had been talking to Erica from Time to Shrink _Erica. And we were talking about just the weight gain, and she had some weight gain that had come from when she did the WLSFA conference in Orlando the previous weekend. And so it was just weird. That weekend for both of us was just crazy. And so we decided that we would do a fast of some sort. We've both done an egg fast separately before. I had great results, but then I gained some back from the egg fast because it wasn't really feasible to keep it up for that long. But we decided to do a beef and butter fast. Basically, you eat beef, you eat some butter. The beef has to be like very clean, and I made some ground beef. I had a steak, and it was great. And I believe I lost 4.4 pounds from that fast. And I'm thinking about doing another one, and just kind of shaking up my body. Now, one thing I will say, for anybody who, it really doesn't matter if you're pre-op, you're post-op, 1 week, up until whenever. I will say this. My biggest piece of advice I would give you about weight loss surgery is that this is a tool, and for the first year, you really shouldn't try different diets. You should really just do what your dietitian and nutritionist have told you to do, because that is your honeymoon period. I lost the most weight within the first year, and then slowly the first 18 months, the year to a year and a half, you lose, but it's not as fast as when you're listening to your body and eating low carb, low fat, really high protein and things like that. And so I would say, what I found out being, 2 years, 8 months out is that you really need to stick with what you're told to stick with for the surgery's benefit of it and during your honeymoon period. So I will say the other thing is, once you're over a year or so, you finally get to see how your body reacts to different foods. And I know for me, one of the things that works for me is when I do something different very often. So if, like the nutritionist and dietitian told me, like certain things for your body is only going to work to a certain amount of time. So for instance, the low fat, low calorie, high protein is only going to work till you're about a year or so out from surgery, because you need to boost up your calories, because by this time you should be exercising and just really having a fit lifestyle. Not necessarily in the gym, because that is the number one mistake that people make, whether you are going to do weight loss surgery or not. The number one mistake is eating poorly and thinking you're going to get it off at the gym. Absolutely a myth, not true, absolutely, positively, 100% not true, not true, not true. Diet is 85% to 15% of exercise. You need to do your diet even prior to doing any exercise. Period, the end. You can argue with me up and down. Those are the facts. You will never see a fit person who eats crap all day, all week, and then goes to the gym on the weekend and has a healthy body and mind and everything else. You're not going to find them. Not true. So for me, I know I have discovered over trial and error, not listening to my dietitian, going back and listening to her, going back to my nutritionist, talking to my friends. A good friend of mine owns a nutrition store that is local to here. He has degrees upon degrees. He's amazing. He's great. So one thing that will not work is the same diet all the time. So for me, for example, I can do a paleo diet, which is low carb, moderate fat, moderate protein. I can do that diet for 3 or 4 months, lose the weight, feel great, do well, and then it doesn't work anymore. Then I can go to keto, and I can do the keto diet, and I can do that as very low carb, high fat, and moderate protein. I can do that within 3 months. I'll lose the weight I want to lose. I'll continue on my journey if I have no detours, and I stop. I stall because the body needs to be shook up again. So then I'll go to my nutritionist. She'll talk some sense into me and say, okay, you need to do this now. I'll go back, do my low carb, low fat, moderate to high protein, about 80, 90 grams a day of protein, and I'll lose again. And somehow we get stuck on this mentality that we have to stay on the same diet. We'll get stuck on, I have to do the keto diet. I have to be in ketosis or my body's not going to function right. I can't go off. I get heart palpitations. I'm nervous. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I need the structure, yada, yada, yada. And there's a lot of people like that. But I'm going to tell you that your body needs to be shooken up. So I'm actually going to start Thursday, I believe I'm going to do it. It depends. My brother works for a large seafood distributor out here, and they have the freshest of fresh He usually gets me seafood. They will fish it on Sunday and I'll have it on Monday. And it's delicious. So I actually just put an order in. I pay for it, wholesale prices, of course, but I don't get anything for free. But I just put an order in for cod, shrimp, and scallops. And so basically I'm going to go on only for 2 days, not doing it longer than 2 days, 2 days only. I'll do it Thursday and Friday. And basically I'm going to do a low carb or maybe moderate carb, low fat, high protein diet. I'm doing it for 2 days, only going to shake things up and then go back to whatever I'm going to decide to eat on the next day, on Saturday. And so basically what I found is that when I do that, my body has to adjust. My body has to adjust. It has to use the fuel that's already in my body, and it lets go of that weight. It lets go of the fat. It lets go of whatever. And so for 2 days, that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing that Thursday. I'm doing that Friday. If anybody wants to join me, feel free. I'll text you, I'll send you my number. We can text back and forth, hold each other, accountable. It's not like it's hard. It's fish, delicious. Like, at low calories, I'm keeping my calories under 1,100 being the max, between 1,000 and 1,100. I won't drop below 1,000 because I know that that's not good for our bodies, and I won't go above 1,100, maybe 1,150. The carbs that I'm going to choose to eat are going to be only vegetables. So I'm going to eat, shrimp, cod. I'll have some chicken, maybe chicken breast. I'll have some scallops, and I'll have a salad or roasted veggies or crack slaw or something on the side that is going to be, avocado maybe, something that's going to be the carb but isn't going to be a simple carb. It's going to be vegetables. So I'm going to do that just for the 2 days, Thursday, Friday. I'll let you guys know how I do. I'm sure I'll post it on Instagram. Maybe I'll do a video about it. But I'm really excited. I mean, it's not like, the fish I'm getting is clean. It's wild caught. Very excited. I love seafood. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose to do that for a couple of days. But I want you guys to know that I'm not selling any diet. No diet out there is always going to be the thing that you need to do for the rest of your life. It's not. Our bodies don't work like that. Our bodies do not need high fat for 5 years down the road. We just don't need that. Our bodies stop. They get sluggish. We need to spice things up a little. And like they say, variety is the spice of life. So I think the main point of all this is just that there is really nothing off limits if you are within your calorie range that you have chosen that is healthy for your body, that if you have weight to lose, that you're losing it. If you're in maintenance, you're in maintenance. You have to find that sweet spot for yourself. For me, I found the sweet spot. I found that, when I was 169.6, I felt great. I haven't never been lower than that. So I haven't found my weight sweet spot yet, but I found my caloric, and my exercise and things of that nature sweet spot for me. You guys can choose whatever you want, but the only thing that I would say is if you're choosing something and you don't want to try anything else because you are hell-bent on staying whatever you're doing and you will not go off track, like you do not want to go off that at all, don't complain if you're not losing weight. Don't complain and say that the weight loss surgery failed, that I need to go get a revision yesterday. I'm calling my surgeon. If you're not willing to try something different just to shake yourself up, whether it's food, whether it's lowering your calories, maybe some people need their calories higher. There's people who are getting 5 carbs a day for a year and they're still sitting there, but they know that their BMI is not healthy. The number of the BMI is atrocious. You're still in the obese category or you're still in the high overweight category and you know that you could do some things but you just don't want to. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. Then don't complain. The weight loss surgery hasn't failed. You failed the weight loss surgery. Now, this is not directed at no one in particular. I want you to know that this is not directed. It's directed at people who are not part of our weight loss surgery community, people that I know personally that just won't listen to no one. And so, but I just wanted to say, like, that is one of the things that I would say. I would definitely say that if you guys, you want to switch things up, it's okay to switch things up. It's okay to have a glass of wine once in a while if you know that you need to go back on track the next time and you know what you need for your own body. if you're getting input from the people who have degrees, not people on Instagram that pretend that they have degrees into something, but really listen to the people who have been a success story. I listen to people who have been a success story in my life. I listen to people who know what they're doing. And one person in particular is Lauren from Lauren Losing. I have been listening to her Instagram. She transformed her body in just a few short weeks without doing hardly any exercise because she has an injury right now. And she has a lot of stuff going on in her life. But I want you to tell you that she just switched up her calories. She switched up what she was feeding her body and her caloric intake. That is going to make the world of difference. And the other person I love who has not been around for a while, but I learned a ton from her, is also named Lauren, and she's chemistry queen, and I love her, love her, love her. I absolutely wish that she would come on more often. She is a wealth of information. I know she had skin removal surgery. I love her. She's a very humble person. So anyways, so those are the two people that I've always focused on. There's many more, but those are the ones that I feel like really get it, really know kind of what our bodies are going through. And every plan is an individual plan. We are all individuals. None of us are robots. None of us were made from the same thing. We are all individuals. Our bodies are going to relate differently. Some people are apple-shaped, pear-shaped. Some people look like olive oil from Popeye and they need to bulk up. I don't know. Whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. So I do want to touch on a couple of things, like a couple of NSVs. One is my ring, my wedding ring. I got this sized prior than my husband leaving, and I told him I really thought that they should size it down a quarter of an inch more, or a quarter of whatever it's called, a quarter more. This is a 6, I think, or a 6 1/4, and they probably should have went down to a 6 or a 5 point something, whatever it is, because, and at the time, the guy who was measuring my finger said, oh no, you only really have skin and bone on there. There's nothing else coming off. Well, now my ring, I mean, it flips around. It's like gonna fall off. And this ring was actually my dad's that he proposed to my mom with. And it was my mom's for many years until my dad passed away. She gave it to me, and my husband, as sweet and kind as he is, he wanted to use it for our wedding ring, to keep it in the family and just for the love of it and, yada, yada. And he even went to my dad's gravestone and asked his permission. My husband's awesome. Anyway, so that is falling off. And then my Fitbit. If you guys see, now I cut some of it because I'm holding my phone. I can't really show you. Let me see. Push it down. I can't push it down anymore. It's stuck. Okay, wait. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, so if you guys see, it's a small band, and I only have, let me turn the phone. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so I have three spots, and it's on the 4th, but it really should be on the 3rd, but the 3rd broke because I used it so much. It can get to the 2nd, but by the 2nd, it's a little bit too tight, especially at night sleeping. But I have new bands. I actually bought a bunch of bands from Amazon, and I believe they're coming in tomorrow. So I'll finally be able to not feel like I am going to be losing my Fitbit. The other thing is, last night I decided I was going to get down and do some sit-ups. I was able to do 15 to 20 sit-ups in a row. Now, prior to last year, I had not done a sit-up, I don't even remember. I would say 30 years, maybe 30 years, 30-something years ago, I had done a sit-up. And so that was huge. I also, last night was like dancing to music and doing kind of aerobics and step stuff and raising my, in aerobics, like 80s and 90s, you like raise, I don't even know what this stuff is called. I've been at the gym. I go on the treadmill, weights, machines like that. But it's basically when you stand and you pull your arms down like this, you're pulling your arms up and down, and then your legs are going up. So you're like marching high knees, I guess it's called. Maybe it's called high knees. But anyway, so I was doing a bunch of that. I was doing weightlifting last night before I went to bed. I woke up today. I was so sore, and I'm so glad because I love being so sore. I know I'm doing something right if I'm so sore. Also, let's see, I wrote a bunch of stuff down here. See, a lot of stuff here. Also, this Sunday coming is the 5K. Now, I have been running and have been walking and going for walks and stuff. I'm not at the greatest speed or anything, but I've just decided that my husband's going and my oldest daughter's going. So they will actually run with my daughter Isabella, my 11-year-old. My daughter Sarah, who's 24. Did she turn 24? Yeah, 24. So my 24-year-old daughter Sarah is going to run, and she'll run with my 11-year-old daughter Isabella, and my husband is going to run with Isabella's friend Caitlin, because Caitlin's mom can't run the whole thing either. So her and I are going to run and walk, and we just decided, like, just so we don't, like, feel too bad, as long as we cross, we're going to be fine. Like, if we have to crawl, we have to crawl. But there's 900 people there, 900 people who are running. So I'm sure we're not going to be last. But if we are, we are. I don't care. I'm going to get my number. I am going to get my medal when I cross the line. I am going to throw my arms up. I'm going to have our picture taken because my daughter and my husband and everybody will have already crossed. And that's it. We're going to do it. And so that's what we're going to do this Sunday. I actually didn't even sign us up yet, which is not a big deal. I can do it there. But I'm going to actually do it online. And what else? Ooh, that was my tank behind me. Look at these fish. One of them, that big one right there that you can see to the left of the tank. It looks like there's two of them, but it's just because it's split on the tank. But that one, see, he's going up the top. He is a meanie. So he chases all the other ones. See him? His name's Jackie. And he's mean. He's a meanie badini. But anyhow, so yeah, so that's what we're doing for the 5K. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Measurements, for sure. If anybody is pre-op viewing my channel, please take measurements. I've never taken measurements. I can tell by the way my clothes fit whether or not I have gained or if I'm bloated. The other thing, let's see, is there anything else? I don't know if I said in one of my previous videos, but I had decided I was supposed to go to my my surgeon's support group this month, a couple weeks ago, and share my whole journey. They asked me to share, but I've actually rescheduled it to October. So when I go in October, I'm going to be going to the Ask the Doctor, but it's going to be my surgeon who I had. So he's going to be there. So I'm excited because I like to see him. I like him to see me in the progress. So by October, I'm definitely wanting to be down to the 160 mark. So I want to get to my goal by October, and that's totally feasible. I only have 14 pounds to go, and we're only in May. So June, July, August, September, almost 5 months. I could definitely do it. I could probably lose 20 pounds in 5 months. But I definitely have to stay on track as long as I am intermittent fasting. That is big, huge. Intermittent fasting, I stop eating by 5 or 6 the day before, and then I'll eat again like 11, 12 o'clock the next day. Some days I'll have coffee in the morning, so that technically breaks my fast, but if I haven't had anything for so many hours, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, so I'm doing the intermittent fasting. I haven't yet eaten today. My last meal was last night at 7, I think. I had a couple of meatballs. I want to say, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so 5, 6, yeah, it'll be 17 hours. So it'll be 17 hours when I'm going to eat at noon. And yeah, I don't feel hungry. This video is a little long, but I just want to share a quick thing with you. Is after doing the beef and butter fast, that puts you into ketosis because it's totally keto. And it puts you into ketosis after doing it for 3 days straight. And so by Sunday, I had so much energy and had no appetite. I didn't even have to eat until I was almost 20 hours into intermittent fasting because I wasn't even hungry. Then I got a little hungry, but I had tons of energy and I felt exhilarated. So that's what I wanted to share about that. I still have tons of energy. I still feel great, but I had, like 60 grams of carbs yesterday. I had like a Oikos 000 yogurt, which I haven't eaten in a while, and things like that. But it was great. I mean, I dropped a pound overnight from yesterday till today, so it was totally fine. It is what our body needs. Listen to your body, folks. Okay. Anyhow, so that is it for now. I love you guys. I love that you guys are watching my channel, and I watch you guys, and I learn a lot from you. And thank you for this community. Have a good week.